The boat that's right behind you is a Pursuit ST310. It is a big beast.
So you can do straight down dives.
The roominess of these boats, they're very well thought out. Check this out! This is called Flyboard! Hey guys, Erik Kyle here, publisher of Great Lakes Scuttlebutt Magazine, and I'm excited to be down at the North American Power and Sail Show right here at the beautiful Cedar Point Marina in Sandusky Harbor, right on the Ohio coast of Lake Erie. We're having a wonderful time. There's so many beautiful boats out here. While I'm down here and I'm wandering around, I'm looking for some exciting things to report on, and I ran across our friends over at Mercury, which got some very neat news for us. Tad Whitten, how are you, sir?
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. I've seen this great truck tour deal that you've had at a couple different shows before. Explain to us what it is that you guys are doing out here.
We're here to just talk about joystick piloting.
Okay.
And now with the addition of outboards, we can claim we have piloting for both outboards, our stern drives, and then our pod drives. So really from a mid-20s twin operated outboard with a whaler or whatever manufacturer put all the way to a 50, 60 foot sport cruiser yacht with the big diesel pods, we've got joystick control under wraps.
Really? So it's not the days anymore of where you can only do that if you're in a big luxury boat, but if you're in a small center console, you can now have autopiloting?
Yeah, we got it drilled down all the way to the mid 20s with the twin outboards, and that also gives you the things like skyhook.
Okay.
And auto heading. Skyhook is with station keeping, just people are blown away that they can pull over a wreck and they can hit a button and they can fish there. They can pull up to the marina, hit a button on a windy day, and gather their fenders and lines up by themselves and get into a slip.
So it's just that easy. It's with Skyhook, you punch in a button, it keeps your GPS coordinates there and make sure the boat stays there while you're doing whatever you like.
In fact, I got it right here in the system.
Okay.
As you're using your joystick control and you pull up to where you want to be, you just hit this button, boom, you're locked in. I'm locked in that fast, and that fast I'm unlocked. It's that quick.
Wow. One thing that we love to do in Toledo is go downtown for the 4th of July fireworks. And sometimes anchoring down there is a little bit of a challenge. This would work out perfectly.
I had a lady a while back said, where we like to watch the fireworks from, where I think it was somewhere in Florida or wherever, she said it's 300 feet deep. She said, with this, I don't have to drop 300 foot of line and chain. I can hit it, we can sit there 15, 20 minutes, and we can pull away. Before, we were sitting there for 20 minutes bringing up the anchor and everything else. Everybody else was gone. Boom, we can hit this and we can be there and hands-free.
That's a great feature of the system, but tell me a little bit more about how this whole thing works.
Well, really how it works, it's based on the fact that everything we have now is really fly-by-wire. Before, with cable, it was impossible to do that. But really, it's a software program. On our stern drive, we just remove the tie bar, we put a bigger alternator and a bigger hydraulic pump on it for the steering to give it to the swing that we need. Everything else is just all software related. We've got a lot of really sharp young minds that created the software program, but the system has redundancy to it. So if something fails, if it's going to roll over, we adopted a lot of that from the aviation industry. So it's just really sharp minds building software, but it's no different than writing an app. And we got a lot of young people writing apps today for this.
Sure.
So kids think of this like an app for your phone, but it's just something that we can't retrofit a boat. It's all based on new production. But half these boats we're seeing here, from Sea Rays to Formulas, it's already standard. It's not even an option anymore. See where it's gone? That's gone in 5 years. It's now standard on probably 40 to 50% of all boats sold.
Well, the convenience of being able to have joystick control is overwhelming. So talk a little bit about the difference between having joystick control rather than just using the wheel.
Well, with using a wheel, a good captain can walk a boat sideways.
Sure.
But you're limited to walking it sideways or backing into a slip. But with joystick control, as you're walking a boat sideways and you have throttle control and you're 500 to 3,000 RPM, what happens when the wind blows you? Well, with the sticks, you are stuck with the wind blowing. You have to stop going backwards and get the boat back to center. All you would do to compensate for the wind is rotate the joystick 2 or 3 or 5 degrees, and you just brought the bow of your boat back into under control, and you continue what you're doing with the maneuver. So at any given time, you have total bow control. I mean, I can put a boat with a 40, 50 foot beam on it. I can put that boat into a slip when it's spot instantly with wind.
Yeah, think about the safety advantages of that. I mean, I know our number one concern in the water is always safety, and docking and so forth is kind of a dangerous thing when you got little kids running around, a lot of commotion going on. You want to make sure that you're safe out on the water.
Well, I tell people that getting a boat out of a slip is fairly simple.
Sure.
On a windy day. get to navigate on the water. If you got good marine equipment, navigation equipment, you've taken your boater safety course, you learn the do's and don'ts on the water, that's pretty easy. But docking a boat takes skill.
Sure.
Skill takes time.
Yeah.
A lot of us don't have the time to barely cut our grass or do what we want to do with our family, let alone go out and hone our skills docking a boat.
Right.
And unfortunately, some of your customers up here, maybe you only get the boat 5, 10, 8, 10, 12 times a year.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of continuous for that skill.
You don't get the practice.
Joystick control gives you that skill instantly.
Yeah,
you can have your 9-year-old kids come in and they can dock the boat for the first time on a windy day with 6, 8, 10 foot or 6, 8, 10 inches of side.
Right.
They can put the boat right into that slip.
So we talked a little bit about skyhook and the joystick controls of docking. What other purpose underway am I going to use this system, or is there another reason?
Well, really, when you're up on plane, you're really not going to use joystick.
Sure.
We're not going to give you enough power to get up on plane.
Sure.
But we have built in, while we had the GPS in for the skyhook.
Right.
We put in auto heading, track waypoints. You can, if you want to, you're here and you want to head over to Detroit. You get on a heading, you hit auto heading, you don't go walk down into the cabin and go to sleep, but hey, you got your hands free, you can go get a Pepsi, you can go make a sandwich, you can talk to your friends and lean back into the boat and not worry about it. And you can also, as you're on auto heading, if you need to drive around something, as long as you don't drive over 90 degrees, you can hit resume and the boat will slowly put you back onto that same heading. Again, while we had the compass and the GPS, it was simple to be able to do that. And then you can put in 7 different track waypoints with 7 different sequences, and you can also change those sequences of those waypoints to take you to some of your favorite destinations.
The technology, Tad, is incredible that has to go in something like this. So let's say we're unfortunate and not able to make it down to the Cedar Point show. And I want to find out more information about this product or where I can buy it. Where am I going to go online to find out?
Go to mercurymarine.com and you can click on joystick control. It'll talk to you about outboard, stern drives, and our pods, which would be Axios and Zeus. Or you can go to any of our boat builders, from Sea Ray to Formula to Cobalt to whomever, and they'll also have links over to it. But again, best to go to mercurymarine.com, find your favorite dealer, go talk to them about the product. You need more, email or call in at Mercury and we'll get set up.
Tad, thank you so much, man. I greatly appreciate it. You guys got to check this system out, especially if you're not familiar with it. It is absolutely remarkable. Come on down to the Cedar Point show to see it, or just go by mercurymarine.com and you can find out more information there. Thanks so much for your time, guys, and we'll see you out on the water.